How's it going, everybody? My name is Sean Millett, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 specific ways that you can make a lot more money at any sort of military training, and I would highly recommend that you do all 3 of these. So if making money is something that's important to you, make sure you watch this video all the way through so that way you can do all 3 of these things and make a lot more money. And honestly, you're gonna make way more than anyone else in your entire cycle. Please make sure you smash the like button, give it a thumbs up. This helps me reach a wider audience. It helps new people come to the channel and find out how to make money just like you're finding out in this video. Also, comment something down below if you have any tips, maybe of ways that you made money at training, or just any questions military related in general. And most importantly, please subscribe to the channel with post notifications on. That way you know when I upload. And we're trying to get to 1,100 subscribers. I think right now, as I'm making this video, we're about 26 away from that. So please subscribe if you have not done so already. The very first method I have for you is selling cough drops. It is the thing to have. Everybody wants it. Nobody has enough of it. It's crazy that I'm even saying this and saying to sell cough drops. Like, it's just, I can't grasp it, but it's true. Selling cough drops can make you a lot of money. This is something I did personally. At basic training, it probably generated me somewhere between $300 to $400, and I didn't do it a year later when I went to my job training. However, if I did, knowing what I knew then, I probably would have made just as much, maybe even more. Who knows? It really all started by just one person coming up and asking me, "Do you have a cough drop?" I said, "Yeah, for sure." He's like, "You want any money for that?" I was like, "No, all good." Just take it, you can have it. I didn't need all those cough drops I brought with me anyways. And then, I don't know, maybe even later that day, if not the next day, he came back and he's like, "Hey man, like, I'm really sorry to bother. Like, I need another cough drop." We still hadn't gotten to the PX yet at all since being there. And he's like, "But I'll give you some money." So he gave me maybe like $2 or $3 for just this one cough drop. And I don't really know how. I wasn't promoting it in any way, but word kind of got around and it kind of multiplied up a little bit. Like, he was the first person that came to me to buy one. Then he probably told like 1 or 2 other people, and it just kind of like multiplied a little bit. Now, obviously there's a stopping limit with how many people are at training. But within reception, keep in mind, these were people that not all of them ended up in my basic training unit. So this was like, I sound like a drug dealer saying this. This was like one customer base that I had. And then after being in reception for, I don't know, a week or 2 of actually being at training itself, then I went to basic training itself, past the reception phase, and I was with a bunch of new faces. Some were similar, but some other ones I had not even met yet because we slept in different bays and this and that and whatever. I didn't really have set prices, but starting out, we didn't go to the PX for quite some time, and they also had restrictions on like which ones you could buy. And my family even sent me like a really big bag of like lemon cough drops, and they were all sold out. You could not get any sort of like flavored cough drops at the PX at all, like almost our entire cycle. I don't know if there was just a shortage that was going on or if that's the way that it always is. So everyone was getting tired of the plain, regular mint, sugar-free ones, and I got this ginormous bag. Well, everybody saw that when we were opening mail one day, and it just like flooded. That's when business really expanded. So people, I don't even know how much it was. It's probably like 100 count, 200 count of cough drop. Like, it was a big bag that I got sent, and I knew, again, I did not need especially this many. So people just coming up to me after we finished opening mail that day, and they're like, "Hey man, could I buy like 5 cough drops? I'll give you this much." And I didn't really have like a set rate. That was probably my biggest issue. But you know, just giving people deals, like whatever they're willing to buy. I mean, supply and demand, that's really all it is. So, you know, if people are buying more, you can kind of cut them a deal and it incentivizes them to buy more. And for me, it was free in a sense because I didn't even pay for the cough drops. So all that money was really just profit versus what would I have done? Ate 200 cough drops, had 200 cough drops? No way. I probably would have got a big stomach ache. Back to the main point here, selling cough drops. I believe they don't let you have sugar-free cough drops at training. I don't know if that's for all trainings. I know it was at Army basic training, but there wasn't really anything on flavors you could or couldn't have as long as they were sugar-free. Like I said, the PX really had just like the plain mint menthol ones. So if you had anything else like that, like lemon flavored, some berry flavor, people are all over them. And especially if you have them right away when you go to training, you just bring them with you, you're ahead of the curve. Or if you're able to get them sent to you like one of the very first mail runs that everyone does, because I don't know, people just don't think about it ahead of time, and then they get to training and they realize they need them, and the whole process of a letter getting to your family going to the store, sending that package, the package coming all the way in to where you're at for you to open that, like, it is just a lengthy process in general. So the sooner you have these cough drops, the better off you are, the more money you'll make. Now, maybe selling cough drops is just not your thing. You don't want to do it for whatever reason. I understand that. That's all right. Method number 2 that I highly recommend that anybody does is to rank up as much as you can before you go ship off to training. The second method I have for you that I would actually recommend anyone do, maybe selling cough drops is not your thing. This one is a no-brainer. Rank up as much as you can before shipping out to training. The amount of money you're going to make is going to pay a lot back to you. In the Army, for example, you start out as an E1 and you can easily make it to an E3 private first class before you ship out to training. A specialist would be kind of hard. I'm sure people have managed to do it in the past, but an E3 is doable, and I'm sure in other branches that this is possible. Most of the military in general right now, I think every single branch except for the Marine Corps, is facing a recruitment crisis, which means they are not hitting the expected amount of recruits to join the military in the year that they say they're going to. Their actual numbers are much lower than what they had originally set the bar at. In the Army specifically, you can get 2 friends to join, and each one of those friends that joins grants you a promotion. So it is quite honestly as simple as getting 2 of your friends to join the Army, and each one of those will grant you a promotion, which will put you at an E3 prior to shipping out to training. Don't be a scumbag. Everyone wants to make more money in life. You can never have enough of it. Try to go get a friend to join the military that might actually be interested in talking to a recruiter. Let the recruiters do their process, but don't go screwing over your friends. Those people are probably not going to be your friends afterwards if they feel like you betrayed them in any sort of way. So if you think the military would actually be a good fit for them, or they have any sort of interest, just kind of, just put in a word and then let that recruiter know that, hey, I sent them over and they know exactly what to do as far as getting you the recognition you deserve for that. The third and final way that you can make more money. Now, in a sense, the first 2 are more about earning more money. This one is more about saving money, not spending as much. When you go to the PX, you get to go probably about once a week, or at least we did at basic training. If you do an OSUT cycle or you go straight to job training, you might get weekend pass. You might get to go 2 times a week, 3 times a week. I don't know, whatever the case might be. What I'm getting at with that is there's going to be different options. You're going to be buying mostly supplies that you could run low on throughout the week. This could include maybe clothes hangers to hang up your uniforms, pens, paper, laundry detergent, watches, all sorts of things. Usually you can't buy just anything in the PX, or especially when you're at basic training, but there is different options available. For pens, for example, I think it's the BIC brand, which is more kind of like I think it's like an octagon shaped pen, not super comfy in the hand. And then there's like, I think they're like gel style ones. I can't quite remember what that brand is. They have kind of like padding around where you hold it at, a little more comfortable in the hand, maybe easier to write with for some people. But then again, that difference is probably could make up a couple of dollars. If you're buying multiple sets of pens because you're losing them, they're exploding in the wash, whatever they might be doing, you lose them, I understand. If you're going to be buying multiples of each of these things, you're going to be going once a week, limit your spending. Don't try to be a PX warrior. I have easily seen people blow a large portion of the money they make at training, both at basic training and advanced individual training, on unnecessary crap. The whole point of being at training, one of the best things about being at training is you have living. You're not paying for living. You're living for free. You're eating for free. And the only real expense at training is going to the PX and buying somewhat necessity items. I call them somewhat necessity items because, like I said, Some of them you don't quite need to buy. They're just extra crap that's put there so that way they can make money off of you. I do know that we were given like an easy something or other expense card. There's people out there that say the funds do go back to you at the end if you don't spend it. There's other people that say they don't go back to you. I don't know. Regardless, do your own research. If you want, you can try to time it out to where if the funds don't go back to you in the end, then try to get as close, to spending about like as much of it without going into your own pockets while you're at training. But again, do your research. I can't remember if those funds do or do not go back to you. Regardless, don't go into your own wallet by any means. They put enough money on those cards to last you through training. If you are spending that entire card, there's an issue. You should not be in that position. But I've seen people do it. Limiting the amount of money that you spend at training, regardless of what your options are, going to the PX once a week, multiple times a week, going on pass, being able to buy food. In general, it's a no-brainer that the more money you spend, the less money you're gonna have. So try to only buy what's necessary. Sometimes you have to make justifications on things that you might not actually need, but it might just make your life a little bit easier. However, do everything in moderation. Don't go overboard. Don't buy 100 pens. You're not gonna need them, even though maybe you were convinced that you would. I don't know, whatever else. It doesn't matter. You don't have to buy everything. They put those items there because they know that people are likely to buy them, and some people are just suckers for it. To reiterate my 3 points: 1, by selling cough drops, you can make a couple $100s. Number 2, you can probably make maybe an extra 1,000 at basic training alone just by ranking up as much as you can, getting promoted. Job training, that added on, that's just that much more money you're going to be making. Get promoted as much as you can before shipping out. And number 3, spend as little money as possible within means. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Sean Millette. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.